He's going to come in.
Hola, cage fighting connoisseurs. It's KidNativeBloodyElbow.com, joined by Eugene S. Robinson, who totally screwed up my intro.
Oh, a bad dancer blames his shoes.
That's right, and I am a bad dancer, and these shoes are a disaster. So that's all I got to say. We've got two Care Don't Care previews, one for UFC Fight Night Albany on Friday night, one for UFC What It Could Have Been 206 on Saturday night. Eugene, we need a disclaimer. Please don't fuck it up like you made me fuck up.
Crybabies, bedwetters, work-shy individuals, grumblers, malingerers. This has less to do with your skills and talents as a fighter or a human being, and much more to do with the marketing heft and weight that the monster giant WMEING has put behind you. Women has put behind you. So if you get glossed with a don't care, don't come crying to us. Fight an interesting fight and move from the DC list to the C list. It is possible. You're too wit. Paul Felder, Charles Oliveira.
There was a couple last week actually that put on great fights, and I've already forgotten them. But I promised that I would put them on the care list. Let me look back and see who it was. It was Jared Cannonier and Ion Cutelaba.
Yeah, Cutelaba. I got you all commenters were texting me to watch Cutelaba, and so I did. That's the only way I'm watching Don't Care. Is if somebody says, "Oh my God, you got to see that Don't Care," watch it, and I'll go watch it. But
and it was lovely to watch him get his ass beat. I care about the guy who put the beating on him and him now.
Yeah, there you go. And that sometimes works. It doesn't always mean that you got to win for us to care about you. So, but until then, don't come crying to us.
That's right. And apologies for all the curse words. I was going to try to take a vow to not work blue on this show, but already throwing the F-bomb around. What you going to do?
The last guy who corrected my use of Anglo-Saxonisms, I threw him out of my house.
I see. Well, this isn't our house. This is the public YouTube house, as it were.
Oh, the hell it is.
Okay, so it's our house. So fuck with the
in the middle of a street, our house is our castle and our keep.
Timeless 80s stuff. Yes.
I tell you about the time we played with Madness.
You played with Madness?
Yeah.
Which band? Whipping Boy or Oxbow?
Oxbow. And
Oxbow.
I'm like looking
like in 1990, Madness was still around?
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah. It was in some festival in Bristol or something like that, and I go like, "Oh, cool, a Madness cover band." And somebody looks at me like I'm nuts, and they go, "No, man, that's Madness. Those guys look old."
Well, it happens to the worst of us.
And the best. So
yes. All right. So UFC Fight Pass Friday night.
UFC Fight Pass Friday night.
Albany. Headlined by Derek Lewis and Shamil Abdurakhimov. That's not
Shamil Samazel. Shots of Bev Incorporated.
That's right.
A Laverne and Shirley blast for those of you born after 1999.
Yeah. Nobody knows who Laverne and Shirley is anymore. Yeah. Okay, so we'll run through there's a million fights on this card. I predict you're gonna have who cares. Okay, so first, women's strawweight Juliana Lima and JJ Aldrich.
I don't care. Almost because of Lima, but not quite.
Me neither. Middleweight Keith Barish, Ryan James.
Don't care.
Me neither. Lightweight Frankie Perez and Mark Diakese.
Yeah, it should tell you all you need to know. I don't care, man. I love this. This is like speed round.
Yeah, we're gonna get through this fast.
I wish my whole life could go like this.
That's what WME is thinking. I wish we could get all these bums off the contracts this fast. All right, featherweight.
I think that's what's happening.
Yes, Thiago Traitor versus Shane Burgos.
Do not care. Almost because of Burgos, but not quite.
Yeah, no. Trader, and I actively don't care about Trader, so, there it is. Middleweight, Andrew Sanchez and Trevor Smith.
You do not give a fuck.
Me neither. Middleweight, Joe Giaglotti versus Gerald Mearshart.
Oh, man. I mean, we are now in the phantomist of the toll booths, because these are guys, when you mention their name, clearly they're under contract. Did you know they were there? They're looking down at pieces of paper with numbers like 473. Hold on, does that mean I'm closer to getting called or further away? Well, mine is number 2. You figure it out. Come on. No, I'm sorry. I don't care.
No, me neither. All right. Welterweight, Randy Brown and Brian Camozzi.
Almost because of Camozzi, but not quite.
Let's see.
It's Chris Camozzi, not even Ina Camozzi. Hot stepper. Going back to the 80s.
All right.
Sorry.
Women's strawweight, Justine should have been named Kish, and Ashley Yoder. Yoder.
Do not care. Almost because of Yoder, but not quite.
Yeah, me neither. All right, and Let's see. Now we move on to the big time main card, still on Fight Pass. Light heavyweight John Vellante and Saparbek Safarov.
How do you like this? If you're John Vellante, if you're John Vellante, it's like being at an orgy, right? And looking around and go, oh man, this orgy is full of losers. There's nothing but losers here at this orgy. I don't even know what I'm doing. Oh, I got it. So I don't care. Ouch. Sorry, man. You were a gicta on the best of a gict in the best of circumstances, and combined with you have to just go. I don't care.
Yeah, that's pretty much what's happening.
If you tell me you care about this, if anybody within a sound of my voice is saying that they care about it, you are a blood relation to Mr. Vellante.
Yes, or a dear friend.
Yes,
that's too good to him.
Or you've had something to do with his penis. There are no other options.
Light heavyweight. His proctologist just stepped up and said, I don't care. All right.
Well,
light heavyweight.
Fortunately, proctology doesn't have anything to do with your unit.
It can when they,
I mean, you're getting into details I don't care to get into.
Get a bladder infection sometimes. All right. Light heavyweight. Corey Anderson versus Sean O'Connell.
I care.
Because?
Both these guys.
Yeah. Well, I can see Corey Anderson, but why is Sean O'Connell?
Isn't Sean O'Connell the cop?
I believe.
Basement fight with. Am I getting this wrong?
This guy's much younger than that guy. He's a former football player from the University of Utah.
Okay, and then I do remember him as well. It's not the cop, but the football player. No, I care. Corey Anderson, they've been trying to make something of it. And you got to realize that what's happening with WME at this point in time is like, what is that old phrase? Shutting up, putting up. If you guys are not quite sure what that number on your little slip of paper means, it means it's time to shut up, put up.
I see. I don't know. The guy lost.
If you're not putting up, you're shutting up and shutting out.
Corey Anderson lost me when he lost to Shogun, the ghost of Shogun Hua. I mean, lighting a candle and burning some incense could have exercised that demon. And no disrespect.
The fact that we've even made it this far implies a certain amount of caritude.
Yeah, maybe so. I don't care. I'm sorry.
All right. Well, I'm putting Corey down on my lose list.
On your lose list against O'Connell, who's lost his last.
No. I'm fucking around. I'm picking Corey.
If I hadn't told you O'Connell,
I was trying to lure you in to the.
If I hadn't told you O'Connell was on a hot streak of losing every fight he'd been in,
No. I wouldn't have picked him anyway. Not because he was a cop who fought.
Yeah, because of.
The football players, because I can see it in their eyes, man. Every time I talk to a football player, I can see it in their eyes. And they think the fact that they can run with a ball and hit somebody really hard makes it like, this guy's not going to beat me. I can see it every time I talk to him. Yeah, I've been thinking about trying it out. I was like, I like your explosiveness, my friend, and your general strength and your level of aggression, but it won't save your fucking neck. I'm telling you.
I see. Eugene has beef with the entire sport of football. Yep. And everyone who plays it. All right, fair enough. All right, heavyweight, Anthony Hamilton versus Francis Ngannou.
Yep, care.
Yes, because Ngannou is hot. This guy, I don't know that he's. I mean, it's heavyweight, so anything could happen. I don't know that he's ever going to be a really skilled, well-rounded mixed martial artist, but dude can throw.
I'm picking him over Hamilton.
Well, yeah, duh. I said duh.
Are you picking Ngannou as well?
What?
Are you picking Ngannou as well?
Of course I'm picking Ngannou. I mean, I didn't even see the musical, and Hamilton's 36 years old. So
your picks were one better than mine last week, and we both had horrible picks.
Well, it is what it is. But the important thing is I won.
You're exactly right. Because if I had that one up, man, I'd be fucking irrepressible now.
That's right. And I don't even need that to be irrepressible, but
you're good.
It just adds to the smarm, the coat of smarm. All right. Heavyweight, Derek Lewis versus Shamil Abdurakhimov.
So now we're talking about the main event. You have to say we went through all those fights and that. And we've only cared collectively about one fight onto this one. So
yes.
We do care about this. I care about it.
I care about this just because of Lewis. I'm sorry, I don't care about Abdurakhimov, although he does have formidable opponent written all over him. I mean, he's a heavyweight from Dagestan. He's 2-1 in the UFC, but I recall a lot of huffing and puffing.
Yeah, I'm just gonna. Familiarity breeds not contempt in this case, but I'm just gonna pick Lewis. He's had an interesting run. I don't think he's got top flight contender, but Elliot pointed out last week, it behooves you. The guys who are most fucked are the guys who are in the top 5 because they're cautious fighters. It's guys who have to come out with that rocky shit who are actually likely to get tapped because they give you exciting fights because they know this is it, Jack. I can't go back to 500 on my little card here. I got to do something. It's my time to shine. So I think he's in that category.
All right. So
you notice when he calls guys out, he's not saying I want to fight Stipe next. He's not doing the thing. I want the belt. He's like, give me somebody that number 9. And I'm just happy to be here. So so I'm picking Lewis.
Yes. And now let's move on to the fight card that isn't quite what we had hoped for, but is still a lot better than the one we just talked about. So, UFC 206, Saturday night, pay-per-view. I think it's coming out of Las Vegas. No, Toronto, Ontario, Canada.
Mm-hmm.
And hardly a Canuck on the card. All right, so preliminary card, 3 fights, UFC Fight Pass, starting with flyweight Zach Makovsky, former Bellator bantamweight champ, against Dustin Ortiz.
I care.
I do too. I care about both these guys, and I'm picking Makovsky.
Yep. Yeah. You just
Come
did
on,
that. You just did that on fucking purpose.
I did not.
I pick up Makovsky.
You sound like Hillary Clinton's campaign manager, making excuses, blaming everybody, but not admitting that the basket's a deplorable comment might have cost her some votes. All right. So, welterweight, Justin Sago versus Rustam Kabalov.
I care.
I do too. I care because Kabalov. I don't care about Sago especially.
Exactly. And we're picking, I guess, Kabalov collectively.
Yep. Right? That's kind of the thing. Although, Sago's not bad. I think I'm going to make this interesting.
Okay, go ahead.
Make mine Sago.
All right, Sago. There you go. You got it.
Go. All right. Now we've got lightweight, Lando Vannata.
Lando Calrissian.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Was that your favorite Star Wars character?
Man, I dropped out of Star Wars after Star Wars 1.
You were like, what, 20? 25, 30 probably?
Fuck, are you kidding? I was 16, man.
16. See, I was 7, so 16 seemed pretty ancient.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
and
no,
too old
I think I've actually seen like parts of 2 and parts of 3, and then I saw the new one with the black cat because everybody made such a stink about there being a black cat in the future. It's like, don't you know? Don't you know? In the future, we got rid of all the black folks. What the fuck is can't be? So I had to see that one, and I was bored.
I see. It's just the second one.
I was bored and sad. Like when fucking Han Solo comes out and Princess Leia comes out. Oh, Han Solo. It's like, you know what? If I want that action, I'll watch GILF videos. I don't need to see it in the movie. Sorry. Either one of them, for those of you who would accuse me of sexism, either one of them. I don't need them to see doddering around the set, And he got hurt. So Ford got hurt on the set,
Yep. Yes, I was.
Oh, my hip. Oh, yeah.
I felt that way about the whole Arrested Development reunion on Netflix. Between the plastic surgery disasters and the cute but homely teen turning into a not cute but still homely adult, it was.
Yeah. Hey, did you ever see that? You ever see that SCTV skit? Oh, that Rusty, where they follow. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
They follow the career of that irrepressible young cut-up Rusty from the time he's like a cute 6-year-old to the time where he's like a bitter 56-year-old dressed in the overalls. Oh, that Rusty.
It's beautiful. All right. It explains why they shot Alfalfa in that boarding house. You know what I mean?
I thought it was a bar.
Either way, I think he was running like a whole string of girls, though, and carrying a straight razor. So, but it's not Lando Vannata that's the draw here. It's John Makdessi.
Oh yeah.
So do you care?
Yeah, I care, but this is like John. No, actually, you know what?
Somebody about to fall from the ranks of the cares.
Yeah, I think if I fuck over John Vellante, there's no way in good conscience I can just give a skirt me by past the fucking Makdessi. No fucking way. No.
Here's the thing with Makdessi. When he came into the UFC, I loved him because Taekwondo. hook kicks, axe kicks, all kinds of shit, side kicks. Now he's discovered he's an okay boxer, and he's getting a lot of split decisions, and I'm not seeing any fancy kicks, and he was a shitty interview and a jerk. So fuck him. I don't care either. There you go.
There we go. So off the list, baby.
Now we're off to Fox Sports 1. 4 fights, starting with bantamweight Mitch Gagnon versus Matthew Lopez. There's your Canadian, Mitch Gagnon.
Yeah, I don't care.
Man, you're being a bad influence on me because I almost care about Gagnon, but I don't care about Lopez. So
no. The thing is, we're in a position where we gotta do this, because
we got to be merciless. It's true. Cruel to be kind. Nick Lowe, 1979.
Nick Lowe. Yeah, because people will fucking call us on. They'll be like, "Oh, you can't. This guy didn't do anything but lay and pray." That's okay. All right. You know what? What is that great line from the Wu-Tang? I'm the animal that Hugh Hefner created. It's like, we are the animals that you guys have created. That's it.
It's true. We're your fault.
That's right. Look what you made me do.
Exactly. And that's the quote from Knuckle Up, which is one of the great shows on our network. You should watch it sometime, Eugene. It's
I can't be bothered. Watch that guy's nostrils.
All right. Moving right along. Women's strawweight, Valerie Letourneau versus Viviane Pereira.
Yes.
Because
Letourneau.
Because
she's got the same name as that woman who ran.
I knew you were going to go there. I wasn't even going to go there, but you had to go there.
No. I just wanted to. It was like I wanted to create an opening where I could get flash that card. Actually, I don't care.
Yeah, I don't either. And she's been losing so much, and it's played out. So moving on, another Canadian lightweight, Olivier Aubin-Mercier versus Drew Dober.
Yeah. I do care about this one, despite the fact that Dober sleazed onto the care list just by having a name that we can make the same junior high school joke of over and over when we talk about his brother Ben Dober.
Yeah. But he's coming off a knockout. I mean,
well, it's Olivier the Yabba who that we really care about. Because that guy he's like the Canadian Eric Silva almost, or one of these guys, Alex Juban, where you just you could just feel the machinery want him to do well. He's got that look, he's got to get, and they just want him to do well enough so that they can push him over the wall, and he hasn't quite made it. So like I'm interested in him for a million different reasons, see whether like when Demi Lovato talks about wanting to fight MMA, it was like, is that enough? Is that really? Is that all you got to do is got like a B level game in this industry, and then you can like kind of is this?
Remember when the Power Ranger was fighting? I mean, come on, the Power Rangers, like, All right, so I care because judo, even though he doesn't do a lot of it, I'm a mark. What can I say? All right, now let's move on to something we both are going to care about.
You dropped out for a second.
I care because judo. I care because judo.
I got that, and then did you make a pick?
No, these guys are geeks all the way, man.
Yeah. So this could actually be a first where we care, but not enough to make a pick.
I do that all the time. As you know, I'm against. I believe trying to predict the future is a sin. How about that? So, all right, light heavyweight, Misha Cirkunov versus Nikita Krylov.
Care because of Krylov.
Yes. Yeah. Me too.
And I feel stupid picking Krylov because I care about him because he's a known factor. It just seems like sucker money, easy house money. But I'm gonna have to pick fucking Al Capone. Plus, I like a guy who tries to change his nickname halfway across stream.
I like the minor. I like that. The whole shout out to his people. He's got a big win streak going, but this is a serious fight because Cirkunov also has a serious UFC win streak going, all by finishes. 3-0 in the UFC, including a win over Ian Cutelaba last time. So, big test for Krylov. This is tough because I want to pick against you, Eugene, just because. I want to pick Krylov because I'm a big fan.
Well, that's I already wrote him on my side of the equation.
I got to pick. I'm picking both guys. I mean, I'm picking Cutelaba. I mean, Cirkunov. But I'm picking Cirkunov here for this show, but everywhere else, I'm picking and rooting for Krylov. So
I like that. That's perfectly Trumpian.
It's spooky action at a distance.
Nathan Sturm.
Exactly. It's Therm anyway. All right, now we come to the pay-per-view card that would have been so much better had it featured Daniel Cormier and Anthony Rumble Johnson. A moment of silence for Cormier versus
Fuck out of
Johnson.
there. And then Rumble is like saying some interview, I think I'm cursed. Get the fuck out of here with that. Shut up.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
You're cursed. Really? Really? Why don't you come see me at, say, 2 o'clock on any Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday, or 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock or 6 o'clock or 8 o'clock? Cursed. Get the fuck out of here. Are you waking up to train at 6 o'clock in the morning? I don't think so, Mr. Rumble.
He might be.
Blessed is more like it.
No, probably so. All right, so we've got to watch the card we've got. Welterweight, Jordan Mean versus Emil Weber Meek.
I do not give a fuck.
I don't either. I kind of care about Jordan Mean.
Jordan, but you know, fuck that guy, man.
Didn't his dad get acquitted of raping the hotel chambermaid?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, which means a check was scratched. I'm sorry to be so cynical, but it's what do you think? Hotel maids, man, that's a tough fucking job.
Yeah. Yes.
I remember once I was in a friend was in a hotel room.
Yes.
And the maid walked right in on something, and she was like so fucking cool, you think you walk in on two people that you make a big deal out of it, like I would, because I'm a hater, just to interrupt the flow. You walk in, you see him go, oh my God, I'm sorry. Should I leave now? Would you like something to drink? Just to fuck up the action. And she was just so slick. She got a seize, and I'm watching her because she's like, and then she just leaves and gently shuts the door. I was like, bang. That's the kind of, I left a big tip on that pillow, man. That's the kind of discretion you want. I mean, that guy left a big tip on the pillow,
I see. And why didn't you put the do not disturb sign up?
It was up.
Well, that's her bad then.
Yeah, but it was one of those things where it was floated to the floor because whatever. So.
I see. All right.
So I guess that means out but not up.
Is this why you need to see Alex at the gas station?
You made me. I was just about to say completely unlike his penis.
Yes, because Joe, it's hard for me to say this, but I've got a huge fucking cock. That's it's really great to see a fighter open up and reveal something.
How do you like that for a fucking humble brag? It's like, my penis is so unearthly huge that I must take several off-market brand penis pills. It's like a leverage thing. I don't know. It's a marvel of physics. Get the fuck
I've got a pro tip for John. Quit doing cocaine and drinking before you try to fuck. That would help a lot. All right.
Also one point that I almost got close to making on Knuckle Up, and I didn't really get to make, and I feel bad that I didn't circle, dot the I's, square the T's, and that's that the ego regulation between super ego and id that doesn't seem to exist for him, means that in actual fact we're watching something pretty compelling. It's just like the fucking cartoons with the bing and the bing, that we're watching a man struggle with himself because he doesn't have a good ego regulator. So you really have no idea whether his belief in the essentially fundamentally good guy who is the son of a minister, I guess that would be the right shoulder, son of the minister, is going to win out over, the bad guy running away from pregnant women, doing coke and blow and all this other stuff. There's no regulation. They're exactly separate personalities. So the idea who is going to win, we don't know. But you know what? I don't care about that fucking internal psychodrama. I want you to fucking fight. And that's it. So if it's this guy, the coked up guy that gets you to get in the cage and do what you do, fine. If it's a minister, in the general inborn sense of unworthiness, they get you to try to, for the greater glory of God, that's fine. But until you develop a regulator, I can't trust you, but I just want you to fight. So wherever it lays, do what you got to do, but just fight. And if you don't, you're just a guy with potential. Lots of homeless guys. I coulda, woulda, shoulda. Fuck you,
Yep, fair enough. Were you intending to reference the sketch that made Dave Chappelle quit the Dave Chappelle show?
No, I did not.
Yeah, did you know about that? It was
yeah. No, it was like the fairy that makes you cleave unto the most aggressive cultural stereotypes. So they had a Mexican mariachi guy, and then the blackface guy, and I mean every culture had one, I guess, but it was like when he was dressed in blackface. And you know what? There were a couple people at fault with that. I mean, at least he made a midstream correction. It was like, saw the dude on the set who laughed. He goes, I don't like being laughed at. I don't want people to laugh with me. So you know what? Let's scratch this sketch. And it's when they resisted and dug in that he was like, no, that my name's on the show. You got it. And so there were people fucking up on both sides. He's a line stepper, so he's got to get. Yeah, he's got to get to the fucking line. But at the time when dude says, the dude whose name is on the show goes, I want to do, you go, cool. It's just like a date, you know? I don't give a shit if she's been sending you texted emails about how much you're going to get down. A buddy of mine drove all the way to Monterey to meet some woman. We're going to get crazy sexy. And then he gets there and she's like not into the crazy sexy mood. And he's like, you know, I said, what did you do? He goes, I said, the room is yours till tomorrow morning. See you later. And he blasted out of there, you know? He's like, I should have known. I didn't know what crazy sexy meant. I guess it meant crazy sexy. Crazy wasn't a modifier for sexy. It was its own separate, you know, it was like crazy. And so he wasted money on the drive in the hotel room. And this was actually not me.
I see. Well, that's good to know, I guess. But yeah. So now we come to middleweight. Kelvin Gastelum finally fighting at middleweight, a weight he might make. I'm still not ready to just say he's going to make weight.
Yeah.
Against Tim Kennedy, star of MAAA. Yeah, taking a break from congressional testimony to make the fight.
Did you see my Aussie piece on I didn't pick the headline. I
did see it. I did see it, yes. Yeah. So you're saying that you're less anti-union than the headline.
Yeah, I'm a union guy, but you know the thing is with these individual contributor fucking unions, you got to be very careful. You know, like
you're saying bringing in Bjorn Revney and CAA isn't necessarily an indicator of.
No, man, you just like I said, there's a reason in the first couple of graphs I referenced Cal Schalak. You
Weightlifters tried to unionize weightlifters.
Bodybuilders.
Sorry. Bodybuilders. How could I confuse weightlifting, an actual sport, with bodybuilding? Some sort of thing. I didn't even mention, Eugene, I was going to warn you, the lesson of the Chappelle show is don't have a white partner. So be warned. You can't trust Whitey, Eugene.
Well, but you know what? I get my white friends. Typically, the blast the strangest blast that I always get from white people, well-intended white people I know, is like, I'm a friend of yours, Eugene. I don't see you suffer from racial discrimination. Like, man, I've lived in New York or California. What exactly do you expect to see? Because I tell you, I have a whole drawer full of letters of fucking work rejections and jobs I didn't get. And I'm not even allowing that those are based on race. There are 10 dozen reasons why you might not have hired me for this job or that job,
Maybe your history as a hardcore punk singer.
Yeah, well, the Google has made it.
Maybe your association with pornography.
Yeah, there you go. It could be many other things. I'm not claiming the other thing, but, you got to realize that this is something you're not likely to see. Oh, look, you're just being chased down the street by a mob.
Well, now that Trump's been elected, you never know. Put on a hijab and probably look smaller, I think. Some people told me that the problem is that I don't smile when I'm in public. They said, when you smile, it's like a nice thing, but if you're not smiling, you're just lost in your own thoughts. It's kind of scary. So I got to lure in the Trump voters. So I'm going to start smiling more in the street. Trump, baby! I think you should just look down and like act real passive and nervous and scared.
Yeah. Lure them in.
Did you see? I saw a video of some street fight thing that they were alleging was a racist incident. It looked like a racist incident, given that it was 3 guys jumping out of the back of a pickup truck to fuck with the black guy.
I didn't see this. What happened then?
Well, the brother puts his hands up, but he's just kind of waiting for them to do something and backing away, which is a totally sane and reasonable thing to do. And it ends in a tussle. He takes one of them down, and other guys kick him, and then some people come up and they run away. And there's, it's fortunately nobody could really fight. Nobody was hurt. Shameful, ganging up, typical racist asshole. But I had to share the old classic Mike Valley beats up 4 jocks videos. Do you know the video I'm talking about?
I know.
They called him a skater.
Valerie.
Yeah. And so the difference is, like, if you that video of Valerie, like, rarely do you see a video of a 1-on-4 fight where you go, he didn't give that gang of goons a chance. He totally dominated the proceedings. It was all, you're paying attention to me, my bluster, my bravado, and my hitting you in the face.
Yeah. He got on the stick before they were on the stick. Like they were trying to get to a place where he already was, and people do this in fight situations. They ramp,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like, and so they use language to ramp themselves up before they have that escape trajectory. And the thing is, if you're a fighter or have spent much time, I'm not even talking about trained martial artists. If you're just a guy who's been in a bunch of street fights, you're fucking on. It's like, because you know that there are no exits on this freeway.
Exactly.
Fuck it. Once you four guys, boom, you just start hitting. And then I add an extra proviso, which is always really, really nice. People, it's like, sorry, the difference between us and chimps? Those canine incisors.
I see. I thought it was because they could pull your arms out of the socket.
Yeah, that too. But, the thing is, if you are in any fight and you are not using your teeth to chew off body parts of the person you're fucking fighting,
you're just play fighting.
You're play fight. You're making a big fucking mistake because 4 guys against you is no fucking joke. So I'm sorry. You ever get blood in your mouth? That's not your blood. It's a little salty. Maybe you got concerns about the HIV or the hepatitis, but better that than that you don't walk away. So.
Yeah, good advice. Good advice. And the ramping thing is very true.
Also, I discovered, sadly, however, in the court of public opinion, the crime that you get busted for post facto if you don't run away is mayhem. If you ever hear somebody who's charged with mayhem, it means they bit off a portion of an ear or a portion of a lip or a nose. So if you do use this technique, please flee immediately afterward.
Yes, if you're going to bite somebody's face off, flee the scene. Yep. Key advice. Great life advice from Eugene S. Robinson right there, ladies and gentlemen. That's what
I heard.
Yes. All right. So, Tim Kennedy, Kelvin Gastelum, it's a fight. We care.
Yeah, we care. And
I got to go Kennedy here.
Good for you.
And who are you going to pick?
I'm going to pick Tubby. Yeah, because Kennedy's made such an ass of himself. I just can't. I don't feel good about it. So I don't care if Gastelum came to the cage in a wheelchair. I wouldn't pick him. So I would have picked Kennedy.
See, Kennedy has some political opinions I don't care for, but he's such a union guy and such a pain in the ass for the UFC. I love him. I mean,
yeah, that aspect. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. It kind of makes it, but I don't know, man. I tell you, my kids had a wrestling tournament on Saturday. And as well known, well before Kaepernick, I haven't been standing for the national anthem since 1968, 69, right? I've been standing since 2008, and so I'm standing, and the guy who's announcing that the national anthem is about to play is giving all this cornball shit before, and now he's just making me feel bad for standing up about the sacrifice. You know what? Anybody can make that fucking sentence. Okay, I got it. Not many do. So it's special, and you're there for your brothers. That I understand, but dying to me is not a glorious thing. I would rather you fucking live and contribute to the health of your community. And when I see these poor young men and women come back fucking chewed up by the machinery, and like Bishop Bell said, absolutely no fucking respect from the government, I start to think, you know what? I would rather see them go to community college, contribute to their life. Anyway, he gives us a big speech. He says, now I'm angry. And he starts singing the national anthem, which is a hard, performative, in a sense, hardest song ever to do.
Can you do it?
I'm trying. I try routinely, like once a month. I can pull this off. And this guy who's this crippled old wrestler with a pot belly and gray hair, this kind of grizzled guy, puts that mic to his mouth, and he sounds like a fucking angel. He's like, he gets to the land of the fucking free, and he hits it, and I'm like, I fucking almost pass out. I'm screaming so much, and he kills it, and my kids are, Dad, I'm like, get out of here, and I run off across the arena, jet across the mat, and I grab this guy, I go, that was the best thing I've ever heard. I felt that was a transformative experience. That's what I want Tim Kennedy to do, and I don't feel that way about Tim Kennedy.
I see. So if he could hit the high notes.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. There's a way to sell us on patriotism, and it's not talking about all the cats who are dead and all the young people came back chewed up and screwed up. No, man.
It's not like, sort of implying I'm going to shoot your black ass if you don't shut up?
Exactly. Exactly. Thank you. Yeah, I like that. Occam's razor. He got me.
see.
That's exactly what I mean.
I see. Yeah, I kind of get that vibe from Kennedy about the hippies too. So anyway, so you're picking Kelvin, and I'm
picking Fat Man because he's got a lot to prove at this point. You know.
He does. But yeah.
And he was ready from his last fight, so he was pretty close, and you know, he
ready-ish.
Yeah.
I mean,
training wise.
Yeah, he wasn't ready to make weight, but he was, ready. But okay, now we move on. Featherweight. Cub Swanson versus Dooho Choi, aka the Korean Superboy.
This is really super tough for me. This is
the future versus the past. Eugene, you're being old.
Yeah, I know. Well, first of all, we care.
Yes.
And
about these cats.
I don't think we can choose against the Superboy, but I'm sorry, Cub. I'm sorry. I feel bad about this, man. I'm sorry, Charlie Murphy, but I gotta go with the Superboy.
Now you got me tempted to pick Cub just because in your face, Eugene, in your face. Because I can visualize Swanson catching him because he only has to catch him once,
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead. Make a pick.
But now you see now the knots, the stomach. It's forecasting the future is a sin, Eugene. I would use my magical powers.
See, I Princess Brided you. So you're like, oh, wait a minute.
If I start predicting the future too much, people are going to go, Nate's always right about he's a wizard. Kill him. Burn him. Burn the witch. See, I can't do it. Eugene, I would, but I can't just because of self-protection. So yeah, I got to go with the Korean Superboy.
Do you believe in magic? Like Doug Henning used to say?
Heart? Huh?
No, I'll sometimes tell you about the magic that I've been able to.
The magic in the music, and the music's in me. Would you like to have the music in you, little girl? That's, I think, the line John Sebastian must have used.
Yeah, okay. So we're both picking Superboy.
Yeah, we're picking Korean Superboy. All right.
All right.
In honor of the region that's probably going to be Trump's big war.
Yeah.
I think he's headed. Yeah. All right. So welterweight.
And hold on. We can pick that when that's going to happen. That's going to happen right about the time somebody says, "Hey, wait a minute, where'd that $3 billion go?"
Yeah, I went to a bunch of defense contractors and banksters. Why do you ask it?
Oh, man. I've been saying to all my Trump guys, every time there's an article about some Trump fan feeling violated because wait a minute, the head of the Treasury, the 27 cents he foreclosed him. I just love it. I love it, man. I really love it.
I like seeing people wake up and actually hold to their convictions. I mean,
it's like marching me to the fucking marching me to the crematorium, and I'm laughing at the other guys who are being marched to the crematorium. I'm like, I told you, I fucking told you the Nazis were gonna get us. Look at you now. How's it feel?
I told you, you degenerate artist.
That's right.
He doesn't care how much you like his.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So. All right, so Donald Cerrone versus Matt Brown.
Yeah, I care.
Welterweight. So,
man, this is another fight where I'm getting screwed by my inability to be expansive in thought. But I care, and I'm picking the guy who doesn't irk me.
And that would be.
Come on, you don't know?
Brown. It's got to be Brown because you're anti-union. That's why.
I don't believe in Cerrone's union. I don't believe he's anything other than a Manchurian candidate. I just don't believe it.
I see.
A guy who doesn't know what money is suddenly cares about union on what grounds? Why?
I think they insulted him somehow, and I think he's too simple to be a double agent.
No. Well, okay. All right.
I also think Matt Brown's lost 4 out of his last 5 fights.
Yeah, I think Matt Brown's head is done in, but this could be. I don't know. I'm picking Matt Brown, so it doesn't make a difference. I don't have to fucking postulate this.
Yeah. Now I got it. Cerrone. This is the easiest pick on the card, man. I mean,
yeah. Trump shirt wearing prick. I won't do it.
See. I've got something called reason, Eugene. It's not just wild emotions. Tribal affiliation here.
Yeah, okay. All right.
I know you're one of these Hillary supporters that, like, if I insult their pollster for being criminally negligent and grossly incompetent,
No.
you start telling me how privileged I am and what a sexist pig I am.
No, no, not at all. And in fact, like I said, I really am delightful. Like I'm that guy laughing on the way to the gas chamber because I'm enjoying their misery more than I'm impressed by my own personal misery. So, and the reality of it is, you did read the news this morning, right?
Some of it. There was
Biden.
Oh my God! Tell that geezer to go back to the graveyard.
No. It's a genius maneuver. You know why? Because he's essentially challenging the Young Turks. Say, you know what? You guys fucking come up with somebody, or I'm all you got in 2020. Aged, almost octogenarian. If that's the best you can do by 2020, then baby, I'm in. Fuck you. There's a primary. Go ahead. Do your best. We need you to do your best. So
that's fair enough, but
Cory Booker,
God.
what? Huh? Hey, fuck you!
The difference between Cory Booker and Joe Biden, they're both pawns of the big banks. One guy's young and black. That's the extent of the difference. Biden probably cares more about working people.
He's got a firm handshake, and he's a former football player.
Who? Booker?
From Stanford.
Booker?
Yeah.
Huh. I see. Have you shook hands with Joe?
I have not yet.
He has not only a firm but a calloused handshake. So I don't know how he does it. I think he's probably got somebody with stones that, like, when he has his manicure, that they rub him down with some stones to keep him
stones. Hey, well, we were supposed to, at some point on one of these shows, we were supposed to talk shit about Charlie Schumer. And, he was my guy.
Chucky Schumer?
Yeah, Chucky. He was my guy from Flatbush. So I met him in the 70s standing outside the Prospect Park train station. And I sought him out.
I see. When he was like campaigning door to door for his first.
Well, he was standing at a Subway trying to get people, and I did this thing because I was trying to get him to look into my fucking eyes, because you get into that robot mode. Thank you, vote for Charlie Schumer, and I was too young to vote, but I wanted to get his flyer and I wanted him to look, and he just couldn't do it. He just couldn't do it. So
I see. I've hated Schumer ever since he mocked the victims of Anthony Koresh at the hearings on that. Yep. It was one of those we had to burn the children alive to save them kind of things, and it was. No,
I was flying to Puerto Rico then, and you could see from the airplane, how lit up that fucking compound was. I knew I was over Waco because I could see it, and I would hate Schumer just for making us deal with Amy.
I like Amy Schumer, sorta.
Yeah, I'm trying to get the D-Man to write a piece for me on Ozzy. He just had a perfect blast the other day about this Barbie movie. I'm hoping he's going to do it. It's really super compelling, and I want him to write it up.
All right. Fair.
Did you see? My phone was turned down. He's been texting the whole show.
Well,
yeah.
The fans got to know what the D-Man has to say.
Lando Vannata was a guy that fought Ferguson on short notice and almost won in the first. Cirkunov is a guy who broke the dude's jaw with a neck crank. These guys have done so many spectacular things, yet there's so much garbage that's happened since then that people just don't give a shit. Also, Pettis Holloway is fundamentally a better 5-round fight than a rematch of a fight that's not likely to need any more than 3 rounds. And then Meek is the guy that KO'd Polaris. What? Hey! What are you trying to make us look bad?
He is trying to make us look bad.
He has successfully made us look bad,
If I was Ceausescu, the dictator of Romania, I'd have him killed. So
yeah.
I don't know. The former dictator of Romania. All right, so you're picking Matt Brown.
I'm gonna pick Never, man. I'll ride and die on Matt Brown this way. And keep in mind, I don't like Matt Brown. Ever since he robbed his jiu-jitsu coach, I stopped.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, yeah. Even though I would like to rob my jiu-jitsu coach.
All right. So, we can't air your differences here. Pay your jiu-jitsu bill, Eugene. That's my only advice.
Oh, shit.
Pay in full.
That's right. I haven't done it for December yet.
See, yes. All right.
So wait, I didn't hear you say those words.
I'm picking Donald Cerrone.
Okay.
What do you want?
I had to write it down. I had to hear you say it before I could write it down.
Let's see. All right. So now we come to the headliner. That is, but not the one we wish it was, but still a great fight. Featherweight, Max Holloway versus Anthony Pettis, former lightweight champ. Now, I don't know. Is this going to be a 5-rounder or a 3-rounder?
Duncan has now confused me. My mind is not right, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a 5-rounder.
That's what because it's the interim championship fight. God. See, this is a great fight between two great fighters that I have nothing against, and they go and make it a bullshit interim championship fight, and suddenly I'm resentful.
Yeah, I know.
You know?
But it's not their fault though.
Whatever.
Yeah, okay, you're right. It rains on the just and the unjust alike, I think is what you're saying.
Yes.
Well, it doesn't matter because it's not going to change my pick.
Who are you picking? You got to pick Holloway, right?
Exactly, man. I got it.
It's just, I mean, Pettis has.
There's a reason. I guess there's a reason. I'm going to go with the Job argument here. There's a reason that people keep burning his cars up. I don't know what the reason is.
I mean, yeah, I could see Pettis totally outclassing Holloway. If he were to be peak Anthony Pettis, I could see him finessing him and just, but he hasn't been peak Anthony Pettis in a long ass time. And Holloway is just relentlessly gearing up the hill like a roller coaster, this peak. And I also think Holloway is Hawaiian and Pettis is, some kind of attractive ethnic blend. And I'm all about the race mixing, but Hawaiian is tougher than whatever bullshit from Wisconsin you got. I'm sorry.
Hey, you know what state has the greatest incidences of road rage? Hawaii. Got it, baby.
Because there's like one road on every island. If you're stuck behind some jack-off, you're stuck.
And it's the tourist trade, so there are lots of look at us coconut trees. So you're like, man, I'm just trying to get to work. Get the fuck.
And if you want to get your ass kicked for being white, Hawaii is one of the best places to go. If that's the kind of action.
That's true. I've seen many a video of the beach surfing shit.
Yeah,
coming up out of the surf. And that doesn't mean he's swimming.
No. No, I mean, for whatever reason, you steal their land, you occupy the island. I mean, and then they're all bitter about it.
Yeah.
Like some people. What are you gonna do? I don't see color myself. I'm just I don't even see color. That's how enlightened I am, Eugene.
Yeah. Well, you see, I put up my picture with me and Josh Silver from Typo Negative. I think one of the most noteworthy things that people should take from that photo.
What, you went to elementary school with the kid, right?
He went to elementary school with me. Yes, I got you. Yeah. No, seriously, because
did he have a gimmick then? Or
no, because I was there longer, and his parents only kept him there for a couple of years before they moved him. But he
did he have a gimmick already in elementary school?
He was a cool guy. We were friends. But he in the middle of an interview, a buddy of mine says, I'm interviewing Josh Silver. I'm texting him. I go, tell him that Eugene says hi. He says, Eugene says hi. He goes, Eugene Robinson. He goes, that guy took me to my first rock fight. So he came over to my house, and we went with the Haitian kids and had this intense fucking rock fight, like real fucking rocks, just hurling them at each other. And he went.
You and him were throwing rocks at Haitian kids.
No, we had divided up into teams. It
was a sporting rock fight.
Yeah, it was a sporting rock fight. So me, Jacques, Raoul,
this is why little boys shouldn't rule the world.
And then he told his parents about it, and he was never allowed to come back over.
That's a good decision.
Yeah.
Well. It's rock fights. That's somebody's gonna come home deaf forever.
So I never came over again. But he remembered that, so I thought that was a pretty funny.
Well, that's cool.
But the multiculturalism of the class is what people should note about if they want clues to my early upbringing. Indians, Vietnamese, Latinos, Jews, Haitians, a lot of people, different types of people in my class.
I see. Yes. Well, not to brag on my own upbringing, but we had a little rainbow coalition going on in Borger, Texas, too.
Really?
We did. We really did. We had 12% black kids, and in elementary school, there were plenty of Latinos. Not so many Asians. Actually, there were Asians because all the doctors in town were Filipino. So,
really? Okay.
Not quite all of them, but the ones who could actually save your hand when you caught it in an oil well. Those guys were all Filipino. So,
all right.
Yeah. So anyway, is that our show then? We're both picking Holloway over Pettis.
Sorry, Pettis.
Yeah. Sorry, superstar. What was his nickname? Showtime.
When you got a fucking nickname like that and you don't produce, that's fucking hurting, man.
Yep.
Anthony Showtime.
Yeah, and the kid had everything. He could fight in the cage. I think he had the it factor. Like when he did that MTV show, there was buzz. I mean, there were people who didn't give one single shit about fights that really were into this guy.
Well, this is what we call the Kung Lee lesson, the Honda Housey lesson, or the Gina Carano lesson, man. That until you get escape trajectory, your fights serve as marketing for your extracurricular celebrity entertainment activities. And you stop winning, they stop calling. It's that fucking simple. Anybody asking him to do cereal boxes now? Nope. Anybody asking him to do commercials now? Nope. Let's in turn friend of knuckle up, Cain Velasquez. The Metro PCS commercial, what's he done, and now that he is, well, see, the thing is, it's not the punitive Baldwin regime is gone, kind of, maybe, sort of, so I don't think his, association efforts are going to negatively impact, but, are they trying to build a Mexican fight faction on his back, or making more commercials? Don't know, man. I don't know what's happening. But I do know that you gotta, McGregor is like, oh, now he's gonna be on Game of Thrones. You should have seen that coming when dude was sparring with the guy from Game of Thrones. Because what the fuck was he doing? And I got spies in Dublin now. This thing about being in Oxford, I got spies in Dublin now.
Spies in Dublin. The modern terrorist methods were all invented in Dublin, so be careful.
Yep. Yeah, this spy told me that the Crumlin, where apparently he's from, has I'm talking about Mystic Mac has got a serious drug problem, and the numbers of European gang-related killings highest in Ireland, and apparently it's got nothing to do with just the Troubles. It's all over Ireland. But the good gossip was that he's been and you heard it here first. I was going to try to save it till knuckle up, but I can't keep my mouth shut. Is that people at SBG haven't seen him? Don't know where he's been. Don't know what he's doing.
He doesn't have a fight booked.
He could be anywhere. Could be doing anything, but he's not training at SBG. So,
well, maybe he's training with Freddie Roach for his big boxing debut.
Sure. Or maybe he's hanging out instead of the Game of Thrones, entertaining people with some of that wonderful Irish blag.
Maybe. Well, we'll hopefully find out someday. So that's our show. We'll be back with If I Did It tomorrow. Zane and Connor will have the MMA vivisection for both these cards. I don't know if they're doing 2 shows or 1 show. Eugene is trying to show us how to do the thumbs up and failing miserably because
you made a mistake, my friend. This is just for you. I haven't even gotten to the thumbs up.
I see. There's actually an icon underneath the thumb, and you click that and give us a like. And subscribe to MMANation.com, and you won't miss a single episode on YouTube. Subscribe to MMA Nation on iTunes. Get the audio without the ugly. And follow us on Twitter at Kid.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah, Mr. Tall and Handsome. Whatever. All right. Talk about privilege, huh? How about that?
I had a girlfriend who bitterly told me at one point, that's the last time I go out with a handsome guy. I go, who? I really didn't get it. She's like, you asshole. I go, oh, okay.
You narcissist egomaniac. You did not get that.
No, I used to have that weird kind of autism where I wasn't getting stuff. Like you'd have to really hit me on the head with a hammer to get,
I see.
She's in my place. She's naked. I guess it must be hot. Seriously. I have to, a misspent college career taking mushrooms or something. I don't know.
Oh, that's always living life. So I think that's all the plugs we have to do. Read me at Bloody Elbow. Read Eugene at Aussie.com. Is Vice Fightland totally out of the picture now?
I think we can stop talking about Vice. I love Michael Fresco, but I don't have what it takes to deal with the accounting system. Yeah, and I want you guys to notice. You see what happened here? Remember I told you I thought they were putting chemicals in my suits to make my suits smaller, and then I stood in the scale and it was like 230. That was about 3 weeks ago. Now I'm back down to 214. See? Yeah, I see. They're putting chemicals in my suits to make them too large. So,
well, it's always them, Eugene. That's the moral of the story. Yeah. It's always them.
Inscrutable Korean menace. That's what it is.
I had to go racist.
In the last 30 seconds, I had to.
All right. Well, that's our show. So we'll see you tomorrow on the Knuckle Up. Adios, MMA aficionados. Thanks, Eugene. We'll see you next time.
Later, man. Bye-bye.